What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Kinda Funny Gamescast for Monday, August 11th, 2025. Of course, I am your host, Tim Geddes. I am joined today by the Poppy of all trades, Blessing Adeoye Jr.
Good day, Tim.
How are you?
Doing well. Nailed it, by the way.
Yeah.
In the intro.
Mm-hmm.
I saw the gears turning.
They turned
for a second.
Turned just for a second.
But you got
I was
there.
Like,
You found it.
because I was thinking, I was like, do I give you a fighting game thing today? Because you also the fighting game. We're doing
Poppy.
Street Fighter,
Yeah.
but I was like, no, we got to stick to the Poppy of all trades.
I'll take it.
Yeah.
How's it going?
It's going really well.
Yeah?
I'm excited for this one.
I'm very excited for this one.
This has been an episode of the Gamescast that we have kicked around many times. It's rare that multiple people in the audience get like hyped on an idea and we start having a conversation like off content of like, we got to do this. And it's like, we got to save this. We got to save this for a show.
Oh, yeah.
And this is one of those things that I'm going to be honest with you. There's not much to say, but we'll find things to say.
Oh, yeah.
Because we got to talk about the Street Fighter movie.
It's just one of those things where, I don't want to get too much into it before topic of the show, but because of the nature of how they've talked about this movie and announced things for this movie, it's been like, oh, okay, they're working on a Street Fighter movie. Oh, okay, it's going to star Andrew Koji playing Ryu. Okay, cool. Oh, interesting. Noah Centineo is playing Ken. All right. And then like 2 weeks later, oh, Roman Reigns is in this movie. Oh, a couple weeks later, oh, this person. Oh,
it started.
There's not been one big drop.
No, not only has there not been a big drop, it also feels like it's not official. Like even when you're looking at a deadline, there's something about the way the website's laid out. This one particular article that I keep looking at the deadline.com and the URL. I'm like, is there a 3 instead of an E or something? Is this like a fake gotcha type situation? Like it's so bizarre how the rollout's been, the secrecy, but also just like how vocal some people have been about, oh yeah, I'm doing this movie, I'm this character. And it's like, okay, what's happening here? 2026,
what the fuck is this movie?
We're getting a Street Fighter movie and we need to talk about it. But to talk about the new one, we need to go back. We need to talk about what is Street Fighter? What do we want from a Street Fighter movie? What does the world need from the World Warriors? And we'll get into all of that because this is the Kinda Funny Gamescast. Each and every weekday, we get together to talk about the biggest reviews, previews, and topics in video games live on YouTube, Twitch, and podcast services around the globe. If you love what we do, and I hope that you do, please support us with the Kinda Funny membership on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcast, or of course, Patreon to get all of our shows ad-free and a daily exclusive show. We call it Greg Way. Normally, it's Greg talking about whatever the hell he wants to, answering all your questions. But when Greg's out on vacation like he is right now, we rotate everybody at Kinda Funny. Today's Roger. You get to hear Roger talk about some stuff. I love Roger talking.
Oh, yeah. He knows how to talk.
He's a yapper.
He's a good talker.
Real good. For a chance to be part of this show, though, submit your YouTube super chats as we go. People are already getting them in. If you have thoughts on Street Fighter 2026, if you have thoughts on Street Fighter, the games, the stories, the characters, the movies, I want to know about them right now. Yeah. Because, again, we got to talk about
There's
this.
a lot to break down.
We got to get into all of this. Housekeeping. We're an 11-person business, all about live talk shows. We already got Bless and Mike on Games Daily talking about the surprise Battlefield 6 record breakings that are going on already.
Battlefield is back. That's what the streets are saying. It's fully back.
I mean, I don't want to sidetrack too much. I didn't get the chance to listen to you guys today. Battlefield's back. People seem to be really into it. The game seems good.
Yes.
Maybe a month ago, I think it was me and you, were on Games Daily talking about all of the insane expectations that EA is putting on Battlefield 6. Was that us?
I don't know if it was us, but I've had this conversation, so it might have been
because they were insane. Like they were just like, oh guys, you need to figure that out. There's no way that they actually hit them, right? Like it can't be. It's not that good.
I mean, the beta, granted, it's free to play and all this shit, right? But it's like number 18 of like most player concurrence on Steam, which is like pretty high, which says a lot about like hype and anticipation, and then overall. The results of that being good as far as like how people have enjoyed it. I don't know. Like it might be there. I think if they take what they have and combine it with a good, reportedly rumored free-to-play battle royale mode, I mean you might be able to put it back on the map in a major way. There's also just so many resources that they've been dedicating to it. A lot of like EA studios that were working on other things are now part of Battlefield Studios. Like they are betting a lot on this game.
Yeah, we'll see. I've been watching a lot of clips and it looks chaotic as shit.
It is.
Watching the game, I'm just like, oh my God, this is overwhelming, but cool as shit.
That's the thing is, I know I've talked to Mike about this, but I'm historically not a Battlefield person. I've always preferred Call of Duty, and I think part of that is like map size and game size and player count and all that stuff. Playing this open beta, I think I'm in. I think I'm super into Battlefield.
Yeah.
I'm like really enjoying it. It's one of those things where I'm like, damn, when this game comes out officially, like fully, put me on them streams. Put me on them streams.
Ooh. Less hitting the battlefield. Love it. Like I was saying, you already got Games Daily. After this is the Kind of Funny podcast. That's going to be a fun one. Then after that's the stream. It's going to be Nick reliving his childhood in Mafia: The Old Country. A headline that Barrett came up with and actually made me laugh out loud.
Fantastic headline.
If you're a Kind of Funny member, today's Greg Way is coming from Roger. Thank you to our Patreon producers, Carl Jacobs, Omega, Buster, and Delaney the Psalm 20. Today we're brought to you by Kind of Funny in Review. That's not right. We're brought to you by Aura Frames and Shady Rays. But we'll tell you about that later. For now, let's start with the topic of the show. Street Fighter 6. Nope, Street Fighter 2026. We got to talk about it.
Can I tell you, during the rigmarole, I've been trying to find a succinct explanation of Street Fighter's story.
You know what, Bless? Don't worry.
Oh.
Well, maybe you should be worried.
Oh.
Because on one hand, I got you. I have all that prepped. I have things. But it's maybe not to make the point that you think.
Okay.
Because, again, we're going on a journey here.
Yeah.
Because I guess we're at a good place to start and actually have this conversation. You don't know the story of Street Fighter, do you?
No.
You know?
I know dudes are fighting. I know in the Street Fighter,
yeah.
It's. I mean, I know it's a fighting game, right?
Yes.
And when I think of classic Street Fighter, it's the thing where I project my own story that I have in my head. Okay, cool. I play as Ryu. I'm traveling around the world to fight all these different fighters from different locations and occasionally a car. That's the story of Street Fighter in my head.
You're not that far off, except you're totally off because there's a lot of shady corporations involved.
Oh, yes, of course. And
organizations.
And Bison's
involved.
doing his thing.
Yes.
I watched a Street Fighter animated movie forever and ever ago that I barely remember shit about, so there's that as well. Street Fighter 6 does have a story mode, but it's not it's not narrative heavy.
Let me ask you.
Yes.
You're the fighting game guy.
Sure.
Kind of funny.
Yeah.
I know that Street Fighter 6 was kind of your biggest entry point into the franchise. You've played before. What is your history with the games? Top level.
Top level. It was an Addison joint. It was an Addison. Addison was one of my friends when I was a kid growing up. We lived in the same neighborhood. He lived at the end of the cul-de-sac, which is always cool. Like cul-de-sacs, you know what I mean? He had a Super Nintendo while I had an N64. He had Super Street Fighter 2 on Super Nintendo. So like playing that game at his house is like my earliest, like one of my earliest gaming memories, honestly. But also, yeah, my earliest Street Fighter memory. So there's that. Is this an Addison fucking Zelda character?
Yeah.
That's he's the sign. He's the guy who holds up the signs in Tears of the Kingdom.
He is
I
the
did not
sign
know
guy.
his name was Addison. That's hilarious.
That's crazy that he went places, man. Your buddy.
Yeah,
Went from the cul-de-sac to the open world. But yeah, remember playing that game quite a bit. Dalzim was my main, and I sucked with him. But there's that. I then remember playing a lot of Street Fighter Alpha 2 on my emulated, allegedly Super Nintendo on my Android phone in high school. Played quite a bit of that. I had a friend later in life. when I say later in life, I mean like college, named Cerimal, who had a PS3, and he had Street Fighter 4. And I played that game all the time at Cerimal's place. And he would whoop my ass. Him and Stevie were like the Street Fighter guys. And he also had he was like my fighting game friend. Like he was just into the fighting game. So he would whoop our ass in that. And Stevie eventually got really good at Street Fighter and was able to face off with him. I got good at Tekken, which was the other game that Cerimal would whoop our ass at. And I got good that I was able to face off with him in Tekken. But yeah, it's mostly been like never that hardcore. It's always been like, oh man, yeah, I play this casually, or oh, I jump in because I like playing some arcade rounds of Street Fighter, and then I move on to other fighting games. Street Fighter 6 is the heaviest that I've gotten into a Street Fighter now, where I'm playing ranked and I'm trying to keep up and do all that stuff. But even with that, like once Tekken came out, I kind of just moved on and stayed in the Tekken world. What about you? What's your history with Street Fighter? I
mean, I'm a Street Fighter guy. I'm not good at fighting games, but I incredibly love Street Fighter 2 specifically. But 2 is just obviously the starting place for most people my age.
Yeah.
But 2 had so much of the most iconic characters. Street Fighter 2 is the Pokemon Red and Blue of Street Fighter. It is the thing that they're always going to go back to. Like, what is the starting place? They're always going to go back to Kanto in Pokemon. You're always going to go back to Charizard being like the main guy that they're showing. We're going to get the original 8 World Warriors, plus the bosses. Like, they're always going to be a focus in more mainstream Street Fighter stories, right? But I played the hell out of 3 as well, even the Alpha series, because I loved the visual identity that those games had. I was hyped as hell. Like, Street Fighter 4 was one of the games that I was like counting down the days to release. Like, I pre-ordered that, got that day one. 5 wasn't really into, like, I barely played that. And then 6 recently, like we talked about that last year. But I was obsessed with the world of Street Fighter. Yeah. Like, I loved the characters. I loved the music. So many iconic theme songs in that game. Like, each character has its own song, which I always loved. And, some of the composers include the composer of Kingdom Hearts. Like, there's like some like legendary shit on there.
Yoko Shimura.
Nice. Exactly. So I am into Street Fighter in a major way.
Did you play Third Strike?
Yes.
Okay.
That's 3. Yeah.
Yes. Okay. Yeah. Man, I left that one out. But yes, the Third Strike is a game that I still look at and I'm like, golly, I can't believe
they just don't make them like this anymore, right? But it wasn't until around 2008, I think. So it was like before 4 was coming out that I got really into wanting to know about the story of Street Fighter.
Yeah.
And the reason is, Barrett, I just added one more link to the top there, Street Fighter: The Later Years, where College Humor was like popping off, right? Did you ever watch College Humor?
A little bit, yeah.
This is back in the early days of them really getting their footing of like who they are and what the identity of the website was. They put out one of their very first series, which was Street Fighter: The Later Years. It's still on the Dropout channel. So like, this is the Dropout YouTube channel right now. If you wanted to go back, there was 9 episodes, and each episode was like 3 minutes, 4 minutes long. But I remember being hooked, waiting for the new drops of these things to come out. And the idea was just like, all right, these characters were super popular in the 90s, but what happened in the later years? And, we have just Jake and Amir. It's Amir on the left.
Oh my God.
He just looks so freaking young. But they just have all the original characters here, but it's like what happens when they got older and not popular anymore. And like Dalsim was a taxi driver, and like it's just like, some things don't hold up that well. Yeah. But some things are awesome. I just loved it though, because I was like, I want to know why there's rivalries between these characters. So I went back to replay Street Fighter 2 more from like a critical story standpoint of like, I want to know what the narrative is of this, because you really just play through the game and you get like the one screen at the end that's like, here's your ending. And I'm gonna tell you, I was like, what the fuck? Like, there's no story here. Like, how are people finding this? So I was trying to find like a succinct, what is the actual story of Street Fighter? Like, what is the canon?
Yeah.
And it essentially comes down to people writing articles. This is a Donkey Kong situation, everybody. This is a situation where it's like, the less we care, the better it's going to be. Because it's been retconned to hell, and they're just like going nuts. There are some things that like follow through and that they're like, that stay consistent. But overall, it's kind of a disaster. But I want to just tell you the plot of Street Fighter 2.
Please.
As told by Wikipedia. The leader of the Shadaloo organization, Shadaloo, by the way, Shadaloo, sometimes pronounced Shadaloo, sometimes pronounced Shadaloo, sometimes pronounced Shadow Law.
Oh, okay.
They get a little creepy with it. But the M. Bison, in his global domination plan, sets up a world fighting tournament to select the best fighters to work in his Shadaloo organization. This isn't it yet, Barrett. We're just talking about the game here. Okay. So the best fighters to work in his Shadaloo organization through brainwashing.
Oh, okay.
Many of the other characters in the game have personal reasons for wanting revenge on Bison. So then you go down, you look at the actual character list.
I just want to pause there because I thought that was going to be a longer read. I opened up the Wikipedia so I could follow along.
Yeah. It
is that's the shortest plot segment I've seen for a video game.
2 sentences.
Article.
2 sentences.
That's crazy.
But then each character has their own little story as well that we get to look at and be like, oh, hey, cool. Maybe the character stuff will flesh it out a bit more.
Yeah.
Blanca, a beast-like mutant from Brazil who was raised in the jungle. He enters the tournament to uncover more origins about his forgotten past.
And that's all they give you. Is it? Was this like? If you know, are these like from the endings or was this from like the manual?
I think it's a combination of both.
Okay.
Yeah. Guile, a former United States Air Force Special Forces operative seeking to defeat Bison, who killed his best friend Charlie.
Okay.
Chun-Li.
Hold on. Was that established? Like, did we? Because Charlie is a character that shows up later on.
Yeah.
Was that like retconned, or do you think that was Charlie referenced in that original?
Charlie was referenced in Street Fighter 2.
That's fucking cool.
Yeah, and then
I never knew that.
In Alpha, Charlie was a playable character.
That's fucking cool.
It's pretty cool. And then Chun-Li, a Chinese martial artist who works as an Interpol officer. Much like Guile, she does not enter the World Warrior Tournament for any personal glory, except proving that she can defeat any man who challenges her.
Good for you, Chun-Li.
I just love that this is where we're at,
Yeah.
you know? And I can keep going, but you get the point. It's
Yes.
just like, here's some characters. They're just archetypes of where they're from regionally for us to just do the World Warrior and to have a tournament for fighting games. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Some characters are connected, some characters aren't. Blanca's green, okay?
Yep.
We're just going to deal with that. And so, obviously, it's more about the game. It wasn't so much about the story, because, like, especially back then, like, there was a novelty to very few video games had good stories.
Yeah, and I think
at that point,
back
right?
then, right? Like, I imagine the thought process of making Street Fighter was, we want to make a game where characters fight each other, but they all have different martial arts styles, because that's cool.
Super cool.
Yeah,
Right?
Which they're right, and honestly, it led us to Street Fighter 2, which is a fucking phenomenal game, one of the most iconic games of all time. But yeah, when you had to like then mush a story in there, that's when we get into freaky territory.
And then as you like start doing more sequels and prequels and spin-offs, trying to keep all of that story when it's so weird and sparse, I think that it just inherently gets even more complicated. And again, it's a Donkey Kong situation.
Yeah.
So because of the popularity of Street Fighter, the characters, the world, all of it, the game specifically, they did release Street Fighter 2, the animated movie, which is the first Street Fighter movie. This was back in 1994, and it was a big hit. People really enjoyed this. Not the best movie of all time, but it does have that like very classic OVA anime movie style that still holds up today. Like, Barrett, if you can bring it up now, like looking at it, it's like, this is cool as shit. Also, it featured a Chun-Li shower scene that, for obvious reasons, very iconic to the perverted ass fan base.
Yeah, I remember, because I watched this, I must have been like 16, 15. This is one that me, Stevie, and Ceremal watched at Ceremal's house because we were like into Street Fighter or whatever. And yeah, like I remember the shower scene being something that we were like, oh, what's going on here?
Well, that's the thing they ported. They localized it in America. They did the thing that they always do.
Yeah.
They added a bunch of pop American music instead of the soundtrack that the movie had. So like Alice in Chains is playing like constantly throughout this film.
Yeah.
Nick and I did a watch along of this back at the old studio. But yeah, super fun movie. And yeah, the American version cut the Chun-Li scene, or at least censored it, and then there was like re-releases. You know, it's a whole thing.
Oh,
but the Chun-Li fight scene where she beats up Vega after that is dope as shit.
Yeah.
A lot of the fight scenes in this are super cool. The start of the movie is the origin of Sagat getting his scar from Ryu. It's like, there's some cool stuff in here, right? Anyway, this was 1994, but it wasn't the only Street Fighter movie in 1994, because we also got the Hollywood classic Street Fighter, the movie,
which I never seen.
I have also never seen this. It's been on TV. I've seen bits and pieces of it, but this is one of those fever dream type things where you're like, you hear, oh, there was a Fantastic Four movie in the 90s. You're like, really? Was there? And you look at this, it's the same type of thing. The cast is absolutely insane. All right. We got Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Hell yeah.
As Guile. We have Ming-Na Wen as Chun-Li.
No way.
Yeah, dude. Kylie Minogue is Cammy.
Okay.
Like they were doing something here, okay? But yeah, you look at this movie and it's like, it is the most 90s bullshit, like, why would you do this type movie? But I'm also telling you right now, I'm looking at this, I'm like, they're kind of doing the thing. Like, look at their stupid ass outfits.
Yeah, I'd be curious if we were to go back and watch this. I mean, we got to do Street Fighter movie and review when they put out the new one.
I think we do. And I'm letting everyone know. Today was me doing the research to see what movies are Blessed and I going to have to watch for Street Fighter 2026.
Yeah, because
we're about to have a good time.
Because it sounds like, we got to rewatch the animated one. We got to watch this because I want to know how this compares to the Mortal Kombat movie.
Can you go back like 10 seconds, please?
Is he green?
Kind of.
I missed it. Yeah, I want to see how this compares to the Mortal Kombat. His Mortal Kombat movie. Oh my Jesus Christ! Oh shit! Oh fuck! Don't like that. Don't like that at all. But like Mortal Kombat movies, right?
Yeah.
Iconic, but also not quality. Like not the best movies. Especially Mortal Kombat 2. I liked Mortal Kombat 1 movie. Mortal Kombat 2 kind of goes off the rails. I wonder where this stands in that pantheon, or if it's just like a way worse thing. Because Mortal Kombat, I feel like has stood the test of the time is not the right word, but it's stuck around.
Cult classic, right?
Cult classic, yes.
But okay, I actually love that you're bringing up Mortal Kombat right now at this point in time in the Street Fighter movie timeline, because this is where we start to do a major diversion from, you look at this and this is campy 90s Hollywood action movie. There's a big property. Let's get big stars, put them in the costumes, have them hit each other, have some stupid effects, and like hopefully make some money, you know?
Yeah.
You look at that, you know exactly what they're going for. And is that against the tone of the Street Fighter games? Not really, because like we just said, the Street Fighter games story and all that stuff, not really sensical. Like it's not really grounded. It's kind of just like fun for fun's sake, right? Mortal Kombat is funny because I think inherently is a much sillier game. Like there's a lot more like funny things about it, but it takes itself seriously. Yeah. You know, there's something about they care about the story a bit more, and I feel like it's not that it's much deeper, but I do think that there's just like elements of it, the Earth realm and all that stuff. Like they have a story that they care about, it seems. And then when you translate that to movies, it's either like the 90s ones or like our more recent Mortal Kombat movie that we're getting the sequel to this year, which like it's a serious movie.
Yeah.
For better or worse. It's like they try to actually go back and give Sub-Zero and Scorpion like backstories that are like grounded to an extent that like they're trying to make these like believable movies, you know?
Listen, here, I've gone to the Mortal Kombat 1992 original video game Wikipedia, whereas the Street Fighter plot section, 2 sentences, the plot for Mortal Kombat, 2 paragraphs.
Yeah.
2 paragraphs.
2 big paragraphs.
And like, I think, I think it really is the reverse, right? Where you look at that cast of characters in Mortal Kombat and it's like, oh, there's something going on here. It might not be fucking deep or anything like that, right? But even here, if I'm to read the first paragraph of the plot, the game takes place in Earthrealm. Already, we've established a location.
Yeah, straight up.
We've established a setting where a tournament is being held by Shang Tsung's island, on which 7 of its locations serve as stages in the game. The introduction to Mortal Kombat explains that Shang Tsung was banished to Earthrealm 500 years ago, and then it goes on, right? But like, I feel like Mortal Kombat, from, like you're saying, from the get-go, kind of established a little bit more to pull from, and even to the detriment sometimes where you get to the PS2 generation of Mortal Kombat games, and like, it's not the best generation of Mortal Kombat games, but one thing that I think does stand up as far as when people talk about Mortal Kombat from the era is like,
Liu Kang is dead.
Liu Kang is dead.
And that means something.
Yes, there's the conquest mode and deception that like people have, like, you want to talk about cult classic like things about a video game, right? Like, you had Armageddon was fucking harkened back to a Mortal Kombat 1 that came out recently, right? Like there's there's like a cult following for like the Mortal Kombat story that is there because the people that are making it from the get-go took it seriously, yeah, and like I think have a good foundation to work from. Whereas Street Fighter, the foundation of its story kind of just isn't there, and so I feel like every iteration is kind of them having to kind of weave around and be like, all right, let's create stuff, let's kind of pull things together a little bit.
They take it seriously and literally, and it creates kind of an awkward situation, which is what we see with the next Street Fighter movie. Do you remember what it is, Bless?
The next Street Fighter movie after the live action one in the 90s? No, was it another live action one?
2009's live action Street Fighter: The Legend of Chun-Li.
I do not remember this.
You don't remember this?
No.
God. This
Street Fighter: The Legend of Chun-Li.
This came out around Dragon Ball Evolution. Okay. That's kind of what I need to tell you for you to understand this. They thought they were doing something here. They thought that this was what the world needed. It was them taking Street Fighter so freaking seriously.
Did this come to theaters?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Kristen Kreuk is Chun-Li.
Oh my God.
Like, look at Vega. Like, this reminds me a lot of the pre-MCU superhero movies. You know?
Yeah.
Like those the when you look at the bad X-Men movies and like it's like, why are they all in leather? Why can't we just have fun? Like why does it look this way? You know? If you go to the end of the trailer, Barrett, we see her do I assume Hadouken. And it's offensive. It's very, very bad. Yep, there we go.
Jesus.
Yeah. So that's what we were dealing with here.
And you've seen this movie.
Mhm.
Was Ryu in it? Or was this like a...
No. So this is them trying to take this, like trying to take the two sentences seriously and like extrapolate it into a actual movie. So this is them talking about, Chun-Li works at the at Interpol, right? This is them dealing with Charlie, Guile's now dead friend.
Yeah.
Who Charlie and Chun-Li work together at Interpol.
Okay.
So this is kind of like the movie, like their origin story, because that's what we needed.
That seems like a deeper cut. Like that seems like kind of a very specific storyline for a live action theatrical release of Street Fighter.
That's true. So I am happy to be able to share something with you, Bless.
Yes.
That movie brought us nothing good.
Okay.
But it brought us one thing amazing. And that one thing is the character of Charlie. Okay. Charlie, played by Chris Klein.
Okay.
Do you know Chris Klein?
Remind
American
me, was
Pie.
Which American Pie? Which character was he in American Pie?
The sensitive one.
Yeah, he was like the lacrosse player who dates
Klein.
like the a cappella singer, learning how to be sensitive.
Yeah, I vaguely remember it. Yeah.
So what if I told you he gave his absolute greatest performance of all time in Street Fighter: The Legend of Chun-Li?
Define absolute greatest performance.
I don't need to. I'll let you see it for yourself.
Please.
You just inherited a big problem.
Get used to it. We're your new roommates. Spent the last 3 years of my life chasing around an organization called Shadow Out. Those bodies piled up in the harbor. They were the heads of the ruling crime families of Bangkok, correct?
Golly.
Right? And now they're all dead except for one. His name's Bison. And I've tracked him through 11 major cities on 4 continents and never come close, not once.
He's like damn near breaking the
This
fourth
guy
wall here.
walks through the raindrops. And anybody that's against him is either dead or on their way. Now he's the last man standing. You don't want a ticket to this dance, detective?
Of course, it's a front for Shadow Out. Bison's bringing
Okay, you
crime
can
into
stop
the
it there.
neighborhoods
What-
to drive the land.
I need to know, do the other characters match this energy
No,
whatsoever?
unfortunately, they
Okay.
don't. Because if they did, we're fucking cooking.
Yeah.
Because that is kind of my entire thesis statement
Okay.
on Street Fighter 2026.
Okay.
I want them all to be Chris Klein.
Okay. We're gonna talk about this, but throw to the ad.
We are going to talk about this after a word from our sponsors. This episode's brought to you by Shady Rays. You know that moment. The one when you realized you left your favorite pair of sunglasses at the beach. We've all been there. I'll never forget leaving my incredibly overpriced sunglasses at a restaurant in Santa Monica. That was 13 years ago, and it still haunts me to this day. But then I found Shady Rays and everything changed. Seriously good looking, polarized, durable, and not stupidly expensive. And here's the wild part. If you lose or break them, even on day one, Shady Rays will send you a brand new pair. No guilt trip, just replacements. So now you can actually wear your sunglasses without fear. Y'all know I've been outside in the sun a lot playing Pokemon Go, and it's such a great experience wearing Shady Rays when I'm all out and about. Shady Rays is eyewear that has your back. We've teamed up with Shady Rays to bring you an exclusive offer. Check this out. You can head to shadyrays.com, use code FUNNY for 35% off polarized sunglasses. Try for yourself the shades rated 5 stars by over 300,000 people. Shady Rays, use the code FUNNY. This episode is brought to you by Aura Frames. Aura Frames are the perfect way to relive your favorite memories that you created throughout this beautiful, beautiful summer season. No lie, Aura Frames are undeniably the best gift I have ever given. Family, friends, partners, everyone loves being able to have beautiful frames showing off their loved ones and their favorite memories. Aura Frames are incredibly smart and easy to use, allowing you to upload unlimited photos and videos directly from your phone to the frame. Plus, the coolest thing, you can order the frame online and preload it with photos and videos using the Aura app. So it's ready to go right out of the box when you give it to someone. There's unlimited storage, so you can store as many photos and videos as you can find, and it's so simple to set up. Start reliving your favorite memories by visiting auraframes.com. For a limited time, listeners can get $35 off their best-selling Carver matte frame. That's AURA frames.com, promo code kinda funny. Support the show by mentioning us at checkout. Terms and conditions apply. auraframes.com, kinda funny. So right before the ad break,
Yeah.
I dropped a bomb.
You did. A wild one.
And we got to talk about it.
We got to talk
We
about
got to
it.
talk about it because I'm deadly serious about this.
I cannot wait to hear your argument towards this.
So here's the argument.
Mm-hmm.
We have more video game adaptations than ever. And
Yes.
we have more good ones than ever. There's still some really bad ones.
Mhm.
There's still a lot of mediocre ones.
Yeah.
We have more than ever. So, there's just going to be, it's a numbers game. But when we look at the successful ones recently, I feel the majority of them are when they just capture the energy or the vibe of the thing, or take it and understand that you either need to faithfully recreate the story and characters people love from the games, or, which is harder to do, and I feel like less have actually even attempted or pulled that off. And in the case of The Last of Us, you look at it, it's like, that is its problem.
Yeah.
And that's what makes it good to some people and divisive to others, is how much they feel like it reflects their memories of those games. But then you look at Arcane, you look at Cyberpunk Edgerunners, Fallout, like some of the most well-regarded ones are just in the world of those games and treat the material with respect, but understand what makes the stories and world matter, translating that to a different medium without having to directly adapt the literal story of the games, right?
Yeah.
Then there's other ones. I'm gonna say it. I gotta say it. My favorite one right now,
Sonic?
Twisted Metal.
Oh, Twisted Metal.
Twisted Metal.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sonic's a different beast.
Yeah. I was gonna say, because Sonic is in its own category a little bit.
Yes, and Sonic, I do think is a good example of maybe like a third vertical almost of like, that's
Like a reimagining.
it's a reimagining,
Yeah.
but like taking elements people love and care about from the games and putting it in. And as you watch those Sonic movies, as we're now 3 in with the spin-off show, Knuckles,
Yeah.
those progressively get more and more inspired by the games.
Yeah.
The first one kind of felt like they were scared to go into that. And now where we're at now, I fully expect Sonic 4 to be batshit insane with just Sonic stuff
Yes.
and Sonic characters and all of that, because they built up to that. They've earned the trust of the
Yeah.
audience.
I also think Sonic is as an IP and franchise is so it's different. Like I don't
different.
think I don't think many other IP can do what Sonic the movie does, as far as like how ridiculous it is, how cheesy and campy and corny it is and over the top it is, but also like how much of a thing it works, or how much it works as a thing because it is such a kids movie. And then also, yeah, like appeals to us as Sonic adults.
Yeah.
It's a weird different thing.
It is
Not many other franchises have that Sonic effect.
But Sonic has it, and they've earned it because they've had countless TV shows, countless anime movies.
Yeah.
Sonic's put into work
So,
to be a cultural icon.
You're right.
All right. People that haven't put in the work to be cultural icons, Twisted Metal. Okay?
Correct. Yeah.
Twisted Metal, very big deal. I know that I am the only Twisted Metal fan here at the office, and I know that just generally, if you were to just talk to gamers these days about Twisted Metal, it's not a factor. The last game was 2012, I want to say, on PS3. Not that well regarded. Before that, it was PS2 era that these games were popping off, or PS1 specifically, and then 2 with Black. They were some of the most well-regarded games of those generations, highest selling, highest reviewed. They were talked about as major factors. Sweet Tooth was one of the faces of PlayStation.
We got a lot of Twisted Metal clones, like other games that wanted to be Twisted Metal.
Car combat was a genre because of Twisted Metal, right?
Yep.
And the story and characters of Twisted Metal was a bigger part of that franchise than Street Fighter, in the sense that Twisted Metal was known for having cutscenes to tell the story, as opposed to just the screens of a fighting game, even though it functioned very similarly to a fighting game. You choose your character, you get an intro story bit, in the middle story bit, and at the end story bit. But this Twisted Metal was so campy, and depending on the game, some of them would just be live action, and it was god awful. We've seen all the PS1 Resident Evil live action cutscenes.
Yeah.
The Twisted Metal end game cutscenes from Twisted Metal 1 are unhinged type shit. But then they got to Twisted Metal Black and tried to take it really seriously and turned the genre into being this M-rated, incredibly dark take. Every character's in an asylum for some reason, and they're trying to get out, all this stuff. And it was fascinating to watch. But they took it seriously and tried to take these characters in a direction that I think ultimately worked for what the franchise is, but also killed the franchise because here we are and it doesn't mean shit to anybody. I grew up playing those games.
Yeah.
I grew up loving the stupid ass stories and not thinking it was good story, but like being invested in it. So here I am 20 years later watching a Twisted Metal show that really feels like they're taking all that stuff, the level of serious that they should, but at the end of the day, like, this is stupid. Let's make it a comedy.
Yeah.
Like, let's have the fun action. Let's have the references. Let's actually have heartfelt story and characters, but come up with stuff that doesn't need to directly adapt the game because the game doesn't matter, you know? But still, what does matter? What moments, what are the big pop-off moments? What are the things that we can do to service the actual fans of the old games? And I think Twisted Metal's done a excellent job. The more I watch, the more I'm like, this is one of them ones, man. Like,
I gotta watch it at some point.
And honestly, I think you'll enjoy it. I really, really do. And the amount that I've talked about on the show, people have been like, I'm gonna watch it just to see if Tim's fucking full of shit. Every single person I know that's watched has been tweeting me like, dude, I'm in, man. I'm fucking in. And especially right now, we're cooking in season 2. They're actually doing the tournament. Like, they're doing the big thing from the games. And they're just having fun with it. And again, not perfect. I'd probably give it like a 7 out of 10. But my point is, I am loving a 7 out of 10 because that's what a Twisted Metal thing should be.
I mean,
don't make Twisted Metal this prestige fucking drum.
I think it's about authenticity, right? Like, I think everything you're saying is essentially saying that, like, this show is authentic to what Twisted Metal was, and it does it justice.
Yes.
That doesn't mean it's a 10 out of 10 show, but it means that for you, somebody who's a Twisted Metal fan, you watch it and go, fuck yeah, that's exactly what I want from a Twisted Metal show.
And so what do I want from a Street Fighter movie? Because I love the Street Fighter games. And I think that it's not because of the story, but it is because the characters. But what is it about the characters? It's that they're archetypes.
Yeah.
And it's that they have music, that themes to themselves. They are from a certain place and they have certain fighting styles. That's what matters to me. So put them together, allow them to interact in stylish ways. And I'm kind of like, you can't fuck this up. But somehow they fucked it up multiple times.
Well, like in the past or?
Yeah.
Oh,
and,
yeah.
And also with a lot of fighting games, like even Mortal Kombat, right? It's like there are easy ways that you can just take this simple premise that feels like such a slam dunk, but mess it up still.
Do you think, because again, we haven't watched the the original live action Street Fighter movie, but with the Legend of Chun-Li, do you think that was a thing of they took it way too seriously?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. And that was the thing, is like, I feel like they need to just lean more into the style of, like, it needs to be about fights.
Yes.
Because that's what matters to us, is these characters going to different places around the world having cool fights.
Yes.
And have a story that's serviceable enough to get us from place to place, and some funny moments, and having the characters saying the lines that we need them to say, doing the moves that we want to see them do. So having said all of that, we're finally here talking about the cast of the 2026 movie. We've talked about this on different shows. They keep adding it. It might get even more crazy over time. But where we're at right now, I just need everybody to kind of understand what we're dealing with next year, because we might have an all-timer on our hands.
It's going to be an all-timer. What direction of an all-timer? Is it going to be a masterpiece? Probably not. Is it going to be a train wreck? Maybe. Is it going to be one of those? Is it going to be a Twisted Metal?
And allow me, I want everybody I appreciate that for the last 38 minutes, you've listened, you've partook, you're showing respect in the chat, even when I say some things that might sound out of line.
But I think, honestly, everything you've said so far, I'm on board with.
And allow me to continue.
Yes.
Because I'm going to prove the point here. All right?
Please.
I'm going to prove the point. So here we are. Barrett, if you could bring up the Deadline article. So when we look through the characters that they've announced so far, I want us to talk about each character and who is tied to it, and the story that this is building. We have Vidya Jamwal playing Dalsim in Street Fighter. I'm unfamiliar with him.
Yeah, I'm like trying to find the IMDb now, and I'm finding a lot of movies / shows that I'm not familiar with. He's known for Thupaki, Force, Kudahafi, and all these, I mean, movies that I assume are popular internationally, right? I'm trying to find, let's see, given his elaborate expertise in the martial arts, especially the ancient form called Kalari Payatu, which he's trained in since he was all of 4 years old.
Good news.
Great news. And also like a good trend, because the actor who plays Ryu, also martial artist. We'll get to that later. He's committed himself to creating a platform for action and stunts in world cinema. His first Bollywood outing, Force, which is a remake of Tamil film Kaka Kaka, alongside John Abraham, gave audiences a sneak peek into the kind of action they can expect from videos. So, an action star from India. It was boiled down.
Cool. Great. Then, next up, we have Hiroki Goto as E Honda. Now, who is this? A Japanese professional wrestler for New Japan Pro Wrestling.
Fuck yes. Fuck yes.
Like,
That's exactly what you need
for this.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh my God.
Moving on. We have
Andrew
Koji playing Ryu.
Him, I'm loosely familiar with because he was in Bullet Train and also he was in the G.I. Joe movies. I think namely Snake Eyes.
Yeah, I think it was just Snake Eyes. But
okay. Yeah.
But Bullet Train, he was fucking awesome.
Yes.
Doing what? Fighting in the streets.
Yep, exactly.
And he kicked ass in a stylish, over-the-top action movie.
Is there a way we can see a scene without getting claimed?
We've already been running a fine line this entire stream. I'd rather not.
Maybe I might look it up on my end then, because I want to remind myself how he looks in action.
And also, yeah, the chat's popping off. He was in Warrior, a show that I haven't seen, but all my friends are obsessed with. And it's very martial arts driven.
Which is exactly, I mean, the one thing that I'm gleaming from all this is that there's gonna be a lot of fighting in this movie, which is exactly what I want.
Baby.
Yeah, which is like, you ask what about a Street Fighter do you bring forward that is going to be off that you can use to make a movie that's authentic to what Street Fighter is. And Street Fighter is a tough one because it's not Twisted Metal, it's not Mortal Kombat, it's not Tekken even, right? When you're talking about your connection to these characters and like how they bring the personality. I play Street Fighter for the fighting. Like Street Fighter, I think out of all the fighting games, I'm in for the gameplay the most. And so I want a lot of this movie to be fighting. I want more fighting in this movie, like more fighting per minute than in a Mortal Kombat. That's what I want. I want people to be kicking ass this entire fucking time.
As do I. And you know what else I want?
What's that?
I want this movie to be 1 hour and 30 minutes. Not a second more.
Yes.
Okay?
I agree.
Not a second more. Next up, Noah Centineo as Ken.
And this is where we get kind of weird.
Because here's the thing. You look at this and you see this picture and you go, no.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Just pretend he's blonde. That's all I need you to do.
Yes.
Shout out to our boy. Because we might look at him as one of the boys we loved before.
Mm-hmm.
But no, he's a man now. This boy is a ripped man.
And that's my thing. And like I have to remove my preconceived notion about Noah Centineo because yes, I know him for All the Boys.
Mm-hmm.
I know him as the like teenage / young adult heartthrob, and I've only seen him in that role.
So he was also in Black Adam, horrible movie, but he's an adult that looks like he fights like an adult,
which is great.
He's going to be a good Ken.
I hope so. Because I also think you need somebody who can stand up in terms of physicality and more so, I guess, like stand up in terms of martial arts output to Ryu's character. Yep. And we know that actor has the stuff. I'm literally watching his Bullet Train clip right now. And
Ken
I'm like,
has a hot shot attitude.
He does.
Hot shot attitude.
But I also think he has to have the stuff to back it up as well. Because we have another character named Dan who is like Ryu and Ken as far as like being another kind of clone character, but his whole thing is that he just does not have the stuff.
No.
You know what I mean?
He's a joke.
He's a joke.
Literally, he's like one of the first joke characters in a video game, like secret characters, or not even secret, but like...
Yeah. Like you have to have, I think Ryu and Ken have to have somewhat of a competitive nature to them so that Dan can be that joke character.
Yeah.
So I need to see Noah Centineo kick some ass.
So then we have Chun-Li is Kalina Liang. I'm not familiar with her, even looking at her IMDb. I haven't seen any of her work before. But I have no fears that they're about Chun-Li. I think that's one of the characters that like, we can't fuck this up.
Yes. No, that's an important character right there.
Then, God, I need all of you to see the vision here that we're building. We have David Dasmalchian playing M. Bison.
And this I'm fascinated about.
It's inspired.
This I'm fascinated about.
Fucking inspired.
He's in the new season of Dexter. And so
That's your pull for him?
I mean, that's my latest one because literally, I watched the episode yesterday, and so I'm like, oh, he's fresh on the brain. What are some more things you list off for him?
Well, I mean, I first saw him in a very brief role in The Dark Knight.
Yeah.
But he is Polka Dot Man in
he was Polka Dot Man.
He was one of the homies in Ant-Man. He was really fun in that.
The Baba Yaga guy.
Yeah.
He's great. Like, he also is one of those dudes that has a lot of range as an actor. And he's entertaining.
Oh, he's
and
an
he
Oppenheimer.
chews the scenery. Yes, he is also an Oppenheimer.
God.
Yeah, this guy's incredible. And visually, he has a striking look to him that I think is going to work very well with who Bison is as a character and how Bison moves about the world, which is obnoxious and one-liners and poses.
Yeah, I think for a movie that seems from its casting like it's going to be an over-the-top affair, we've not even gotten to the most over-the-top castings, but I think if you want to pull somebody that can play a good cartoon villain, essentially, you have to have somebody who is striking from first sight, and he's definitely somebody who is striking from first sight. As far as like, oh shit, like in Dexter, he plays a serial killer because Dexter's the serial killers. Yeah, I know, surprise,
Spoilers,
right?
Dude.
But like the kind of serial killer that he is somebody that is intimidating. Like once you see him in the room, you're like, oh man, I gotta like watch out for this guy because he can strike at any second, sort of thing. I think he's going to be great as M. Bison.
Okay, so we got a couple chats I want to address here. Jug Almighty says, nope, I'm officially out now. I like him, but fuck this movie. I'm interested in why, but that's funny.
Fasten your seatbelt.
And then Upgrade 88 says, I just don't see this guy fighting. Now, I need us all to stop and think about these characters and this movie and what they do. I understand that in a Street Fighter movie, you want your characters to be good martial artists that can actually fight.
Yeah.
But that's only true for the characters like Ryu and Ken.
The characters that are fighting.
Good martial arts fighters.
Yes.
How does M. Bison fight? He launches himself across the screen wrapped in lightning.
Yes.
We're going to be okay, guys.
Yes. M. Bison's not going to be like doing all like, it's not going to be the fast-paced martial arts that you want to see out of the main characters.
It's going to be over the top as shit.
Yes, yes.
This guy, he's going to be screaming and yelling. It's going to be like Palpatine in Revenge of the Sith, and we're going to fucking like it.
Yes. That's 1,000% correct.
Now, moving on to the next casting. Cody goddamn Rhodes as Guile. If anyone has anything bad to say about this, I want nothing to do with you and your opinions.
This is good stuff. He already has the tattoo for it. He's the American Nightmare. He's the American Nightmare. I'm fascinated with this casting. To your point, right? Like, again, not somebody we would associate with like the fast-paced martial arts thing, but Guile's not that character. Guile's a fucking heavy-ass, muscly-ass dude that punches hard.
Cody Rhodes.
And does the sonic boom. Cody Rhodes can knock this role out of the park. This comes back to the over-the-top cartoon thing, right? Of like, these characters are all cartoon fucking characters. Especially when you veer outside of the Ryu, the Ken, the Chun-Li, you then get to just a hodgepodge of like fucking like over-the-topness, right? I think this works. I think this works perfect. The only thing I'm fascinated about is the hair. Are they gonna give him the hair?
Yes.
How's that gonna look?
Bless. This is why I'm so excited about this. Every bit of news that we've heard about this and every character we see, it's building the story that I'm like, oh yeah, there's no way they don't go all in. They're making the choices to go all in.
Yeah.
You don't cast the people you're casting here if you're not going to be as stupid and just nail it as possible. I think his hair is going to be big.
I hope so.
He's going to have big hair. He's going to be combing that thing a lot. And Cody Rhodes is going to eat that up, man.
I picture his entrance, maybe him walking out of a helicopter. Yeah, his actual entrance, right? No, I picture him in character walking out of a military base or a helicopter or something, and then just the dun 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 dun, like that hitting.
I mean, that's my thing. It's like, again, building the case of all of this. I think they're going to use the music.
They have to use the Gala music. You have to use it.
Oh my god! And then moving on. Guys, I can't wait for this fucking movie. I'm hyping myself up now. Jason Momoa is Blanca.
I forgot that this was a
They're
casting.
gonna make him green. This seems. Remember when we were watching the Nintendo Direct and they announced the Mario cast,
I was gonna reference that earlier.
and we were just like, "What the actual fuck?"
yeah.
And it was the most insane casting ever. And then it turned out totally worked for the movie. Is that the ideal for Mario? I don't know. We're not talking about Mario. We're talking about Street Fighter. And Jason Momoa as fucking Blanca.
I gotta see it. I like.
But here's the thing.
I also don't know who else you cast as Blanca. Like, I'm not
If you
against
want to
it.
see it, Bless, just blur your eyes a little bit and look right there. You know what I mean?
You know what? I'm seeing it a little
Like
bit.
you got literally make him
blur
green.
my eyes. I'm seeing it a little bit.
Make him green.
And he has to have orange hair. I think I'm more so. I think the one thing I'm scared of, honestly, is the makeup. You showed me that Blanca earlier on from the Street Fighter live action movie from the 90s. I don't want that again. You know what I mean?
I don't think it's going to be that, but you just make this man green and it's going to work. In the comedic way that the only way this movie can work is if they know how stupid it is. You can't have a green man.
See, yeah. This is one I gotta watch the trailer. I gotta watch the trailer because I'm
Did you
also
see Fast 10?
I did see Fast 10. Yeah.
Jason Momoa could do no wrong.
No, he did wrong in that movie. I hated him in that movie.
What?
I fucking hated Jason Momoa in that movie. Yeah.
How?
But I'm also just not. I'm not a big Jason Momoa guy. Like, and I think
man.
that's why I might turn the corner of being fine with this because, like, all right, cool. Blanca's not somebody you're gonna see the entire movie. But I feel like when you cast Jason Momoa, you want him visible, right? He's the hot buff man in Hollywood. Jason Momoa has like a star power to him, right? Like, how much of Jason Momoa's Blanca is gonna look and remind us that this is Jason Momoa?
I
feel like
think
Blanca-
you have the wrong take on Jason Momoa. Jason Momoa leans into the fun. And Jason Momoa, I think he knows who he is and what he is. He's going to be green.
Yeah.
He was in the Minecraft movie.
He was in the Minecraft movie.
I didn't watch that movie.
Also being ridiculous.
Exactly.
Yeah.
He's ridiculous.
His ridiculousness just hasn't worked, but also his ridiculousness does align with Blanca. So I'm okay with that, actually.
Next up, we have Curtis 50 Cent Jackson playing Balrog.
Now, this is where they cooked. This is where they fucking cooked. Again, like, I like how much they're going for star power in the weirdest way in this movie. I mean, Balrog is just a boxer, right? Like, I can see it.
He's a boxer with crossed eyes. If they don't make 50 Cent cross his eyes, I'm going to be pissed.
Oh,
and guys,
man.
I think they're going to.
I don't, man. I think either way I'm in. Either way I'm in. I just need to see how he fits in the story.
I mean, I'm looking at this picture and it fits.
Like, he fits, but I'm curious on, like, who's he interacting with? Who's he, like, is it him fighting Blanca? Who does he fight?
Well, see, that's, again,
what's the matchup here?
We're getting through this. I'm going to cut to the chase a bit here.
Yeah.
With the point that I'm making here. These characters, they're all the Street Fighter 2 characters. We are getting the 8 World Warriors, and we are getting the M. Bison's crew. We have Bison, we have Balrog, we have Vega, and we have Sagat. So that's the entire cast of Street Fighter 2. There's one exception, though.
What's that?
You already named it, but Dan.
Dan, yes.
Yeah.
Was Dan wasn't in Street Fighter 2?
Dan was Street Fighter Alpha.
Okay.
Dan's like a later, like, just, like, jokey
Oh, yeah, and Dan's
character.
in this. Yes, you're right.
But yeah, so to answer your question of, like, who he's going to be fighting, I imagine that it's Bison and his, like, boss crew is going to be Balrog, Sagat, and Vega. And so they'll be facing off against some of the more main cast.
Yeah.
Next up, we have Vega. Orville Peck. Now,
I need you to tell me about Orville Peck.
I want y'all to know he's a South African country musician based in the United States and Canada. And he exclusively wears masks.
Yeah, I learned this after they announced this, and I love it. I love it so much.
Yeah. Mellow Fella says all these characters in an hour and a half, Tim, LOL. I don't think you understand. Don't give me story. Don't give me development for these these characters.
It's not going to be that deep.
Choose one, maybe two, to lightly follow through the thing.
Yeah.
Have the characters pop up, have them fight, have them say their thing, the music hits, and then call it a goddamn day.
Yeah.
Hour and a half, in, out.
I just need the story to be connective tissue to get me to the fights, and I need the fights to be as ridiculous as possible.
And then Dan Hibiki, played by Andrew Schultz. This is the one that I think most people are up in arms about. people
Yeah.
in a tizzy.
You either
And
hate
it's
him or
really
love
because
him.
you don't like Andrew Schultz.
Exactly.
I feel like I'm going to go out on a limb and say the majority of our audience don't fuck with this guy.
Yeah.
You know? So yeah, am I thrilled about this? No. Do I think he's going to be in the movie a lot? No. Do I think he's going to nail Dan? Sure.
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 Yeah. This is the casting I don't care about because I don't really like Andrew Schultz, but then also Dan's not a major character in the Street Fighter series, and so I don't expect him to be like that present.
He's going to be a joke.
He's gonna be a
He's
joke.
going to get his ass kicked.
Yes, exactly. Is that
And
it?
then,
Oh, it's
no,
not
it's
it.
not it. No,
It's
it's
not
not
it.
it. Bless.
Come
Of
on.
course, we got to talk about Roman Reigns as Akuma. We got Roman and Cody in this movie.
Was Akuma wasn't in Street Fighter 2?
Well, it was in Ultra Street Fighter 2.
Okay. Let's fucking go.
Not Ultra. Turbo.
I love Roman Reigns. I love Akuma. I love both these characters. And so yeah, you combine them as one thing. I'm all the way into it. I also love it. I'm the WWE connection in this whole thing is very fascinating.
Well, and New Japan Pro Wrestling.
And
Like-
yeah, New Japan, yeah.
Like, they're leaning into, in my opinion, getting this right.
Yes, which I think, yeah, it's a good balance of we need people who look the part, who are buff, who are big, but then also people who can like do stunts and throw hands and do all that shit, right? Akuma's role I'm fascinated in because Akuma, I'm not gonna sit here and act like I fully understand Akuma's backstory and all that shit, but he strikes me as somebody who's a little bit more involved as far as like what his relationship is with Ryu and the rest of the cast.
What if I told you there's an evil Ryu?
Oh yeah, I knew. Yeah, like the
Separate
literal.
from this,
Yeah, separate
yeah.
from this. Yes, I do know that. Yeah.
Yeah, but so Akuma came in Super Turbo, which added 4 more characters in addition to him. I'm pretty sure that's right. To the Street Fighter 2 groups. We had DJ, who was like the dancey one.
Yeah.
Tomahawk and Cammy.
Cammy.
So I don't know if we're going to be seeing any of them in this movie, unfortunately, but maybe
I mean, there's still time.
there is still time. All right, so you look at all this
Mhm.
and you're like, okay, I'm starting to see the vision. When it was just 1, 2, 3 of these castings, you're like, what the fuck, this is gonna be dog shit. But then you see them all together and you're like, all right, we're starting to cook here.
Yeah, we're
You know?
we're painting a story here.
So this is where it gets even more interesting to me.
Uh huh.
The directors of this movie were going to be Danny and Michael. I don't know how to say the last name, but Philippou.
Mm-hmm.
Are you familiar with them?
No.
So they recently put out a movie a couple years ago called Talk to Me.
Okay.
Huge hit. The film received positive reviews from critics, grossed $92 million against a production budget of $4.5 million.
Damn.
Becoming A24's highest grossing horror film. All right? These dudes got the stuff. But they didn't start with that. They started on YouTube. They began filming their backyard wrestling matches with close friends in Adelaide, Australia when they were 11 years old, inspired by the WWE.
Okay.
These included scenes of the brothers crashing into furniture, flipping kids over, and bashing them headfirst into the ground and jumping off of everything, including roofs. They also filmed in a half-built house and caused water to flood the site. They later said some of the things that they did were extremely risky and life-threatening, and were thankful to a friend's elder sister who helped them steer away from that stuff. They ended up just continuing to do this and getting more and more success, bigger opportunities. They're YouTubers, okay?
Yeah.
I want to give you an example of this real quick. This is just a for fun thing. Barrett, can you actually bring up the second video, the one that says watertight? You might recognize. I feel like you've seen some of their videos before. You just wouldn't necessarily know them, but like they just pop up all the time. This was one of the stupider things they ever did. They filled a car with water,
Uh-huh.
like entirely, and
Oh my
drove
God.
it around with like scuba gear on,
Jesus.
and then, like driving out into the streets.
This is fucking awesome.
And they got arrested for it.
Of course
And
you-
they got in a lot of trouble for this.
That's so funny because that was gonna be my first question. Is like, there's no way this is legal.
Yep, not legal.
That's
no,
wild.
definitely bad.
Yeah.
Anyway, so they're kind of like, you know, that raised by WWE and Jackass generation of kids that were like, we want to do this too. We want to make movies. We want to make TV. So they got huge on YouTube in like the early 2010s because I put them up there with the Corridor Digitals of the world,
Okay.
the Freddie Wongs of. They were massively talented with VFX.
Okay.
So they were creative as shit, and we're just like, we're going to just spend time making the most insane videos ever. They would pop off with videos that would get tens of millions of views that were like Harry Potter fight scenes, or like the Ronald McDonald fighting the Colonel from KFC, and it was like incredibly over the top, very WWE coded, but they were just like action comedy shorts, right? I loved them. I didn't watch all their stuff. Some of their humor is like definitely like edgier than I fuck with.
Yeah.
But I remember being blown away by how much they just got source material, or like got like, what are the dumb fan film stuff? I want to watch a video with you. It's about 3 minutes long. This is them from over a decade ago doing a Street Fighter short.
No way. Okay.
Yes.
Let's watch this.
Let's watch this one with audio, please.
Oh my god. The Dalzine doing the stretching thing. And Vega.
Like, these are just like
Very
dudes.
Yeah.
Like making this.
You're not calling anybody.
Oh fuck yeah. For YouTube, this is very impressive. It is extremely impressive. And the fact that you have so much going on is well choreographed. Oh my god. The Chun-Li doing the kicks. Oh my
They went all
god.
out, dude.
That's crazy.
All right, we can stop now. You guys get the point. But like, they just go all out, and
Yeah.
they get it. They understand kind of the vibe and tone. Like, obviously, this is a YouTube
Of course,
video.
yeah.
It's
yeah,
not a movie. But in terms of like, okay, what is this? There's something there. Now, unfortunately, they backed out of directing this movie.
Damn.
So they will not be directing this movie. But they passed it off because they made so much money and did so great with their horror film. They made a sequel, or making a sequel to that. They made another movie called Bring Her Back that came out recently and was also very well received. But they passed the movie on to a different director that I'm very fascinated by. His name's Kitao Sakurai.
Okay.
Emmy nominated for his work on The Eric Andre Show, on which he was director and executive producer. Sakurai is otherwise best known for co-directing and writing Netflix's chart-topping hidden camera prank pick, Bad Trip, also starring Andre. So let's stop there real quick.
Uh-huh.
Huh. Sounds like there's some similar vibes there.
Sure.
We got the, hidden camera prank show going for that vibe of like what we just watched. Eric Andre definitely says a lot. Eric Andre featured in the most recent Jackass movie. There's an energy that I'm like, okay, I think we're going to be kind of aligned with the former directors in terms of vision for what this story is going to be. A lot of the casting started talking even while the other guys were attached. So I think that a lot of the identity of whatever vision the Raka Raka Boys had is going to maintain.
Okay.
But let me take you to my final point.
Please.
He's also known for directing many different series, including Dave.
Oh, love Dave.
Fucking love Dave.
Yes.
The Premise.
Okay.
Fucking great show.
Yeah.
He's EP on the anticipated second season of Beef for Netflix.
Oh, I love season 1 of Beef.
And Twisted Metal.
Of course. Of course. Okay.
And I looked into it. I'm
Okay.
like, oh, he directed my favorite episodes of Twisted Metal season 1.
It all comes full circle.
It all comes full circle.
It all
everybody.
comes full circle.
Strap the fuck in. We gotta talk about Street Fighter. We gotta talk about this movie.
I can't believe
They're making him green. They're gonna make him green.
now I really got to watch fucking Twisted Metal.
You got to.
I'm excited for you, Tim.
Thank you.
First of all, I love the strings that you pulled together here.
Mm-hmm.
I love the thesis statement of your argument, the fucking conclusion here, how it all fucking connects and how it all makes sense. Because I do think it all makes sense.
It all makes sense.
Yes.
Strap in, everybody.
This is gonna be
about
ridiculous.
A 7 out of 10 that is gonna be awesome.
You've convinced me. Yeah, like you've kind of like aimed my anticipation and expectation now, and I think a very reasonable level of expect authentic, expect over the top, but maybe not expect a fucking masterpiece, which I wasn't expecting anyways from the get-go. I'm more excited about this after talking about it with you.
Fantastic. I want to get to some super chats before we leave. Zach Brown says, adrenaline in my soul. Guile is being played by Cody Rhodes. Just love
Yeah.
it. And I
love it
also
so much.
expect them to make WWE references too. Because they always do that. I remember when what was the movie with all the action heroes together?
The
Expendables.
Yeah.
They always had the wrestlers do their moves and stuff. Like,
Yeah.
he's gonna crossroads somebody.
Oh yeah, fucking Akuma Spears guy.
Antonio says, Katao Sakurai from the Eric Andre show is directing this. Expect absurdist comedy in the world of Street Fighter, not a typical Hollywood cash grab.
Which I'm down for.
That's what it needs to be.
Yeah, I agree. I'd be fascinated if there's anybody out there that cares super duper deeply about like the story and lore aspects of Street Fighter. There's those people for every franchise. Not saying they don't exist, but I'd be curious to see like what would a Street Fighter movie look like appealing to those people, and like does that even make sense to do? You know what I mean? I feel like on this level you kind of have to lean into more.
Sorry,
of,
is that appealing to what type of people?
like the people that actually care about Street Fighter lore.
Okay, so Kuma Babam says, highly recommend Street Fighter Assassin's Fist. It focused on the brother bond of Ryu and Ken and the falling out of Goken and Goku,
Ooh.
or Gokai,
Gokai, yeah.
Akuma. So there are a ton of, whether it's like animated things or live action like YouTube, back in the Machinima days, like the company Machinima days of like, you know, there's just like a lot of funding going around. Capcom made a bunch of these things and they took Street Fighter seriously. They were cool. But in my opinion, that's just not the vibe of what Street Fighter should be.
Which I agree.
And but it's like that stuff exists, and you know they take it really seriously, and it's a lot more about like the actual like meditation of martial arts and all that. It's like, you know, there's like Karate Kid, and then there's Cobra Kai.
Mm-hmm.
I want more Cobra Kai, baby.
Listen, I'm with it.
Alex J. Sandoval says, fun fact, cul-de-sac translates to ass of the bag.
Huh. Ass of the bag. There's history there. I'm going to look it up. We're looking up the etymology.
Gerald of Rivia says, will they rationalize the powers and mechanics like the 2021 Mortal Kombat movie? Psycho power, perfect parry, drive impact, etc.
I mean, I think you're deep in the bag with drive impact. I'm just wondering about the Hadoukens. Like Sonic Boom, Hadouken. Do you need to rationalize it? I think if you at the beginning somewhere, right? Like if you explain it away of like, hey, people do magic. I really think that might be all you need. And like kind of the understanding of that's what this world is. I think it comes back to the thing that you're talking about as far as make this shit fun and authentic to what Street Fighter is. You can't over-explain that shit. In Mortal Kombat, I kind of wanted them to do it better. Like, I didn't really like how they explained it away in Mortal Kombat. Weirdly enough, ironically enough, if they did the same thing for Street Fighter, I don't think I would care as much. Because Street Fighter, it's like, I've never really thought that hard about why you can do a Sonic Boom or a Hadouken. I just do the Sonic Boom. In Mortal Kombat, I'm like, oh, Baraka has claws. I wonder why that... Like, I have more of a thought process around that shit. Here, I'm like, do the magic. Let's have fun.
The one like... Saf says, wow, Assassin's Fist isn't the vibe Street Fighter should be. Tim, have you seen it? I'm a huge Street Fighter fan, and I have been since 92. It's amazing. No, it is amazing. I'm just saying in terms of what a Street Fighter movie should be, like specifically like Hollywood movie in 2026 with the type of cast that we're talking about, you gotta lean into this other side. You cannot take it seriously with Roman Reigns as Akuma.
That's the thing is, it's very clear that they've chosen a vision of what they want this movie to be.
Yeah.
And like, you got to be on board with the. Not that you have to be on board with the vision, but like we are on board with the vision. I like this vision for it.
And then Kuma Babam says, Tim, Street Fighter films in review. I think we have to.
Yeah.
Especially after today. I need you to see all of Chris Klein.
I was gonna say I was on board until I saw that Chun-Li movie, and now I'm kind of like, oh, I don't know if I want to watch all that. But hey, I'll do it. I'll do it for the content.
JB Bonifacio says, watch Warrior Bless. He's fucking Bruce Lee. Ricardo says, we've seen Momoa on all fours fighting in the Apple TV show C. I can see him working as Blanca. Hell yeah.
Interesting.
Ed Reed fan says, Tim, are you familiar with the YouTube channel A Wolf in Space? If not, it's a fan-made animated Star Fox series. If it was made in the 1980s, it feels like a show that has reruns on late night TV. I can't believe you're bringing this up. This is one of the like the deep cut Tim things of I am obsessed with this, and I have been forever, even before its modern interpretation. In the mid 2000s, Freddie Fox, the creator of this, put out a like Star Fox high school Saturday morning cartoon where it's like all the characters were in high school together, and it fucking rocked, man.
Oh my god!
It was, and there was a Star Wolf musical bit. It was. This guy is incredibly
That's
talented.
some nerd shit. I
It
love
is
that.
some nerd shit.
That brings me back to when I was watching fucking Super Mario Brothers Z. Did you ever heard of this?
Yeah, well, of course.
So Super Mario Brothers Z on Newgrounds, where somebody animated or took like the sprites from like 16-bit Mario and created a kind of like a Dragon Ball Z version of that universe where Sonic and all them came into, and like they were getting into dope ass fights in pixel art. I love that shit.
And then CJ Splitson says, "You guys didn't talk about the Street Fighter animated series." No,
I don't think I even.
we're talking about the movies here.
Yeah,
bro.
we're talking about the movies.
But anyways, I don't know what point I was trying to make. Besides,
No, you made the point.
besides, we need to talk about this movie,
Yeah,
and we did it, and I think we
mean-
did a good job.
we talked about the movie.
Mm-hmm.
You did the Tim thing of looping around while your love for the Peacock TV or for the Twisted Metal Peacock TV show loops back around to your excitement for what the Street Fighter movie's doing because the same director's working on it and there's a vision there. I learned so much on this episode.
Yeah.
And I'm excited for this now. I think before I was excited from a morbidly curious place, but now I'm genuinely excited of like, no, you can make something that we have a lot of fun with. And that's
Amen.
all I want. That's all I want. That's all I need.
Are you sold, audience? Let us know in the comments below. And if you're not, I don't want to hear from you. Anyways, we're about to have a lot of fun today. We're doing KF Podcast up next. And then after that, Nick is playing Mafia: The Old Country. Bless, thank you for hanging out. Barrett, thank you for hanging out. And thank you, everybody, for watching or listening. Until next time, love you all. Goodbye.